All right.
And we're back. Happy New Year, people. Happy 2024. And a very happy birthday to the one, the only, the legend, the myth, Mr. Kahoot.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see the
Guys,
the
we are
celebrations
recording
coming.
on Kahuma's birthday.
How amazing is that, man?
They
We're so
non-mute
blessed.
them. Happy birthday, Walter.
Thank you.
Welcome back to...
Wind Down Friday. Guys, we've come from far.
Yeah.
We're here. We want to thank God first and
Amen.
foremost that we made it this far.
Yes.
And because this time last year I was on a hospital bed, but we thank God for life because
To
we're
God
here.
the glory.
Eh?
Yes.
We're here this year and we are
We're
celebrating
here.
life.
Beautiful views, guys.
Beautiful views,
of
beautiful
the one
views,
and only,
beautiful
the River
views.
Nile.
The longest river in the world, but that's we can argue that because the Amazon is also competing. But anyway, that's
No,
a
I think
story
it's
for
the
another
second
day.
longest river in the world, the longest in Africa. This is on geography.
What she said.
Yeah.
What she said. The Amazon is really long, eh?
Yeah.
Why did they used to tell us in school that it was in?
I don't know why geography teachers went to
guys
study,
were
but
just lying to us.
yeah.
Okay, second longest. Okay.
No. Happy New Year, guys. This is the first episode of Wind Down Friday in 2024.
And we're back.
And we're back like we never
And,
left.
What she said, and just set up the episode right as always.
We gotta pop some bottles.
Today, we're honored to be drinking Froglino.
Guys, again, me, I'm on a journey to learn about wine.
So, to be honest, I think I've only tasted Froglino once.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be the second time.
It's not a cab serve or cab serve.
It's not a cab serve. I think
yeah?
it's a red wine. That's red.
It's a red sparkling wine.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
we're just going to pop that and yeah.
I'll do the
Get this
honors.
party on the road.
As I'm doing this, Kahuma, tell us, happy birthday. What are your thoughts on your birthday this year?
Honestly, this year, even as I turn this big, now that I've turned this big age, I think it's all about the things I'm trying to stand for this year, and that is compassion, gratefulness, and discipline.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, so that's all I'm all about this year. But why am I going into the topic yet? We have first to test the wine and give you some review.
I know you went overboard. Guys, happy?
Pop it.
Happy?
Pop it. Guys, does it feel to come out?
I don't think I'm strong enough. 3. I swear. The bottle has refused to. 3, 2. Finally. Eventually.
A few minutes later.
Let me pour us up.
Give me. You're not doing the swirl?
My friend. Okay, let's do for Kahuma the swirl, and he tells
But
us what's the.
it's sparkling wine, really. It's not a big thing. So
It really
but
isn't. It's a nice. I think for us, the normal wine drinkers, it's lovely. For the wine connoisseurs,
You know,
what are you drinking? Grape juice?
you know wine is great when the scents that hit your nose first are like so rich.
Yeah.
It's like the fruits they use when to private school.
Okay, me, I smell grape and cherry.
Yeah,
I've
the grape-
evolved. Now
grape,
there's
yeah.
cherry.
from
From just grape. Cheers, Kahuma. Happy
Cheers.
birthday.
Thank
we
you,
love
thank
you.
you,
We
thank
wish
you.
you all the best this
Oh.
year.
And life great.
Amen. Guys,
Yeah,
Kahuma.
she's right about the grape. No,
And the cherry.
And the cherry. And it's
Guys, I may be lying, by the way.
but it's on the verge of like grape juice, like ish.
Wow.
That's
a subtle- subtle.
No, because it's a sweet red sparkling wine,
Yeah.
which is dope.
From
What's the alcohol?
7% alcohol. So, like, if I drink this bottle, it's the same as Savannah. Eh? Quantity. Over. Yeah. Guys, I digress. But And this is made in Italy. We move.
So one boat is equivalent to a Savannah.
Same.
But I thought
Same.
it's on the quantity. The Savannah is like what, 500 mils. This is
My friend,
it's close to
same. Decide how you want. Percentage is percentage. So, Walter, usher us into this topic for today.
So really, so today we're talking about the new year, and we're not talking about our resolutions. We're talking about the habits we're about this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if those count as resolutions, but
Well, in one way or another, yes,
Yeah,
I
ish.
would say. But maybe we don't want to put pressure on them by calling them resolutions.
'cause
Then
I-
by Feb 1st, we're like,
it's not working. It's
Yeah.
not working. But like I'd said earlier, the things I'm thinking about this year are really about like 3 words, and that is compassion, discipline, and gratefulness.
that is good.
Yeah. So, but we're going to get into the
Nitty gritty.
nitty gritties.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you can start us off with
Well-
what when you look at this year, you're like, my God.
One thing for me, I have one word for the year.
Mm.
And my word, like you, is discipline. And this is just discipline cutting across all the factors or aspects or the facets of my life, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So discipline in my career, discipline in my health life, discipline in my finances, discipline in my relationships. Yeah. So we'll get into the nitty gritty a little bit later, but kick us off.
With
When
my-
you say compassion, what do you mean?
here's the thing, like the thing we take for granted so many times is what your goodness or what you choose to do for another person, what it can actually do for that person. I don't know if I'm making sense. If you choose to tip a waiter,
Yeah.
you don't know if that is the only tip that I've gotten that day, or
I
if that's
know.
the only transport that I've gotten that day.
Yeah.
So for me, the thing I've learned, even when I go to, let's say I do market runs for my family. So every time I go
Get
there,
you a man who will go to the market. That's all I can say. If you don't pick anything from this episode, get a man who will go to the market because wow.
no, anyway,
Hey,
as I say,
kahooms!
so I do market runs for my family. So every time I go to the market, like I usually go to Nakawa market, and so I use the guys. So I always use 2 guys. They're usually not the same, but whichever guy I find, there's always a guy who, as soon as you pack, the guys are like, man, you want someone to help you carry.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. One comes, and then do you want another who's going to keep your car? I'm like, yeah. So what I usually do is when I'm leaving, I have to, like, you have to tip these guys, and I'm not talking about like small tips. I like the guy who carries my things to the car usually giving me a good tip, which I feel like you can grab lunch on.
Yeah.
And the guy who keeps the car, I'm like, okay, also I'll tip you. I'm not going to come and give you a coin.
That's
You
nice.
get? So it's something I've been trying to practice, and I feel like it's giving me joy. And like it's not like even fronting like, oh my goodness, I have
dimes.
dimes. No, you can be there and have like a 10K. I'm like, I'll share it with these guys. Because for me now, I'll go and find food. Maybe this game may not have food, may not have transport. So me trying to show my kindness, because I know compassion has a lot of it integrated in it. So me trying to show that as much as I can.
Feeling for the other person. And hoping to be treated the same way.
Yeah.
Treat them the same way you'd want to be treated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like how they say the greatest commandment. Okay, the second greatest commandment is loving your neighbor as much as love yourself. So for me,
that's an amen.
so for me, I feel like that is one of the things I really want to like push. Because back in the day, I never used really tip these guys, but now the more I grow older, the more I start realizing like, your 2K may seem so little to you, but that guy is like, man, this guy saved me, man.
Yeah, that's good. So, like I said earlier, my word for the year is discipline, and I broke it down in 4 places in my career, in my relationships, in my finances, and in my health. So, just to break it down, what for me discipline is pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And like, in many things I've realized, like I was doing some introspection, it's like, I just tend to get to a point where I'm laissez-faire about stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, in my health,
Yeah.
the previous years, I've let external factors affect my health and my like gymming and my eating habits and all that stuff. So I'm not a very restrictive person either, but I have to create a formula around me that works for me, and that will take discipline to stick
Right.
to it.
Right.
Right? So with my health goals, I want to kickstart my gym life. Got some healthy grind, but
You go,
just
girl.
basically to feel better about myself,
Yeah.
right? And that is in health. So if I'm going to have a gym schedule, I'm going to stick by it. If I'm going to have like diet, I don't want to call it diet because diets, like
You don't do
I
the
just want to
greens.
eat healthy. No, I
Okay.
love greens. The thing is, I want to order out less,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The whole aspect of this food at home, that is the one I want
That's the
to do.
one.
Because I just have this thing where I just don't feel like certain things, like certain foods, and I'm like, "Ah, I don't feel like it, so I will order out." So just reducing on that. That's in the health aspect, right?
Okay.
And then with my finances, I've set for myself crazy financial goals for this year. And inshallah, we get to them. So I have to stick to my budget. I have to stick to my savings and my investments as well. So that I self-actualize these crazy plans I have for this year. And you shoot for the stars and hopefully you land in the clouds. That's what I'm going for, because
True.
again, I'm not oblivious to the fact that life will life and
Facts.
something will come in that may throw me off track. But if say for example the first 6 months of this year I have stuck to
Your goal.
my goal, then it won't shake me as much if something comes in and I'm getting off track a little bit.
Yeah.
So again, I always give myself grace. In terms of those are finances and health. In terms of my relationships, it's just being more intentional. It takes a lot of, again, discipline to be
Yeah.
intentional with your relationships, with my friends, with my family.
Yeah.
Create the time,
True.
because we always have time for other things, but we don't have time to nurture our relationships. And that is with my friends, with my family, but also with myself and with my spirituality. Yeah.
You talked about time, and sorry to cut you short.
It's okay.
Talked about time, and then I remember listening to a person who's like, you can spend 3 hours watching or binge watching series, or can you create time for your friends?
Guys, if
Or
I
your-
could compute the number of hours, me as Umutoni, I have a problem. I spend on series, on movies. Guys, it has
a lot.
gotten to a point, I'll be home the entire day on a Sunday watching a series, right? Then it will clock like 2 p.m. I'm like, but let me go to the movies. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And I'll go to the cinema. Just that now this one I want to watch it in
the big screen.
In the big screen with Adobe Atom sounds. But I've done the same thing
Yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah.
So if I could compute those hours, TV, TikTok, my God.
No, that one I failed.
Jesus, pray for me. Guys, just pray for me, because that's an addiction. And I want to create more time. Like, I get home and I don't spend enough time with my mom, but she's there. I'm in my room, probably on a series, on TikTok. And then, yeah, that's it.
Time goes by.
Time goes by. 4 hours later. Yeah. So relationship, also with my spirituality
Yeah.
and my faith generally, just create more time around having routines that feed into that soul, and that will take discipline. And then the last thing was my career, right?
Yeah.
So I tend, like I was telling you yesterday,
Yeah.
I get to a phase where I get over things. Like there's no more challenge. And I'm like, I'm bored. So I become essentially nonchalant.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I resign to it. You get? So
I hope your
know
boss is not seeing this video, but go on.
no. It's okay because that's life.
Yeah.
So I know I will do certain stuff and I will do them easily. So I tend then to procrastinate because I know if I sit down for an hour, I'm going to do that. I'm not being proactive in my own career in terms of I can create this relationship or push this relationship. I can add to this because I'm overstudying, but when are you really overstudying? Things like that. And yet, if I could take it back 5 years, I like school. I like to learn. I thrive in that environment.
I hear you.
So just, it may not be the traditional school setting, but just feed my mind more in terms of the books I'm reading, in terms of the courses I'm partaking, in terms of the interaction and the relationships I'm engaging in.
Yeah.
Just anything that I know will feed my career positively, right? And not just sit back and take a backbench to my life and be in this whatever thing. And I know this is going to take discipline. I was talking to a friend 3 days ago, and I like to read books, but I like to read fictional books, right? And those people give me a good story. I want to get lost in that story, but how maybe I can move this reading and love for reading to actually material that will build me and empower me and stuff like that. Yeah. Yes, because hopefully I will do a career switch this year, and the only way that I'm going to be able to get to that is by enriching myself with the knowledge to make that career move. Yeah, so hence the word discipline. Every aspect will need me to actually be very disciplined and on business, on point, right? For me to somewhat achieve all these things I've set out to achieve for myself this year. Again, I'm not these people of, I know I'm not oblivious to the fact that it will not be 100%, but we're shooting for an A plus. That is 85,
if you get
90.
A minus, is that okay?
Yeah, an A minus negative, but we move. Yeah.
An A is an A.
Not really, but yeah.
And I like when you said discipline is so multifaceted. Is it multifaceted?
Multifaceted.
That word, what you said, multifaceted. But I feel like personally, I'm trying to. So I started off the journey to discipline by just doing activities like walking daily or running, like choosing to do either or, but doing it consistently. So right now I'm doing a challenge of 3,000 kilometers. I can afford to miss a day or two in a month, but it's something which if you have it, you already have it. Like you have to do this target. So the bare minimum is like 250 kilometers a day, so a month. And then we take it from there. So what I'm trying to do, why I started with the exercises, is because I want to move that whole discipline that I'm building in the health and fitness into like my work, into my spirituality, like basically what you're talking about. Just trying to make sure that okay, if I can do this for this section, I'm very sure I can also do it for this section.
Yes.
So it's all about just getting that energy and getting those lessons from that. Because you see, like I say, like with the workout, I say 3 kilometers bare minimum. So if I'm trying to say like I want to read a book every day, so I can just start with like let me read 3 pages. Yeah. 3 pages. Like
there's always, of course, a spillover effect.
Yeah. So if you're hooked, you're like, oh man, today I've done 15 pages. So because the days where you feel like you don't want to read, but once you get into the grind
and the rhythm of things. I agree.
Yeah, it pays off.
Yeah.
And so that's one. And the other one I was trying to tell you about was gratitude, being grateful.
Yes.
So I feel like the more I think about like life in general, my life in general, the one thing I've come to appreciate is I'm grateful for a lot. And I'm appreciating the fact that I'm grateful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I remember last year when I was on a hospital bed and I'm like, God, when I get out of here, I'm gonna praise you. I'm going to thank my friends. I'm going to thank everybody who has been there for me through this journey. And as the year went on, of course, things shake you, lives, and then you're like, then you start feeling that anxiety building up. I'm like, but wait a minute, why am I? Because I asked myself, why am I feeling like that?
Yeah.
So I'm like, get back to the basics. Are you grateful enough?
An attitude of gratitude.
Exactly.
There we go.
And for me, those three things, like I said, it's what I'm pushing for, because I started building. It's not like I'm starting out of the blue. I already have them like working, and I just want to do even better in that space. Yeah. So
that's good. Awesome. So with that, would like to ask you guys, viewers, if you've not subscribed, subscribe. But what are your habits you're trying to pick up in 2024? Let us know. And I think we want to have a check-in. We'll see. We'll try and make it biannual. See where we are in 6 months.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And with that,
it is a wrap.
Happy New Year. And welcome to Wind Down Friday to 2024.
2024.